I love you.
Everybody loves a baby.
I love it when she smiles, but I also love it when she frowns and when she cries even. It's like I'm besotted.
Congratulations.
5 couples share their journey of a lifetime. What it's really like to have a baby of their own for the first time.
I'm just so overwhelmed that she's here and she's safe and she's healthy.
To love like they've never loved.
Imagine feeling all the love you've ever felt in your life and then just having all of that in one shot.
To think the unthinkable.
Just stop crying, otherwise I'm just going to walk out the door.
If I didn't love her as much as I did, I would have walked away.
Shut up.
No, Charlie, I'm sick. Oh my God.
Newborn babies test strong relationships.
I was going mad.
A baby in the house means a whole new life.
Jesus Christ.
Breastfeeding.
I enjoyed every moment that you were breastfeeding.
It was just really, really painful. It was awful.
As their relationships are put to the ultimate test, these couples find out what they're made of. Five couples have been through the agony and ecstasy of birth. Proud new parents are living the dream.
It's emotional. I just have so much love for her.
It's just this massive rush of love.
It is a fairy tale now, after everything we've been through. It is a fairy tale.
But they are also face to face with the reality of having a baby in the house.
It hits you. You just feel like you've been run over by a bus.
I did not know what to do with myself. I was tired.
We thought it'd be easy, and it wasn't.
There were actually feelings of panic. I was panicking. I was thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do?
When Charlie met Lynn, a baby in the house was a long way off. Lynn was the only thing on his mind.
I meet this girl, and she is good looking, fun to be around, a laugh.
For Lynn, who wanted a baby, Charlie fitted the bill perfectly.
I felt ready to have a baby. My body clock was ticking. I felt it was important to find a life partner and reproduce.
Let's face it, you knew it was going to be a good looking child, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
Lynn and Charlie met online. It was love at first sight.
You're incredibly fit at the time. I mean, you still are now, but you were really, really fit at the time, weren't you? And I think you were tanned as well. But yeah, I did think, whoa.
And she was all right herself.
Just all right.
19 months later, Lynn had a good-looking baby called Harvey. She also had a lot of stitches.
It was really emotional though, wasn't it? I started crying.
She was drugged out of eyeballs.
Yeah.
She had every drug they would offer her.
Yeah.
She was like, give
I've got a low pain threshold, so
yeah,
pain relief was quite important to me.
And she spent the last months of pregnancy wondering whether it was the right thing.
I was panicking. I was thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? Is he going to measure up?
I suppose truly we didn't get to know each other properly. So we're still really getting to know each other. Whilst...
I don't know. I disagree. I think I knew you pretty well. I think I knew you inside out pretty quickly.
Having a baby is one way to start that process.
It was all very quick, wasn't it? It's all very roller coaster. But that's what we wanted at the time. Look, it's your new home.
Yeah, welcome to your new home.
Aww.
Baby Harvey is coming home to Sussex for the first time. Exactly what to do with baby is question number 1.
Maybe a change. We'll have a look. No, he's not messy. It's not wet either.
What? If he's crying, it feels like I'm doing something wrong, or it feels like I'm not doing something that I should be doing. You feel a bit helpless because you feel that he's in pain or something.
Harvey was not Lynn's only worry.
I was worried that he wasn't ready for fatherhood. I was worried that, he'd agreed to us trying for a baby too soon, and, he wasn't ready to kind of be the person that I needed him to be.
Okay.
Charlie didn't have any doubts about fatherhood. He had found the new love of his life.
People talk about falling in love with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever you like, love at first sight, and you think, yeah, that's possible. But your own child, yeah, that is love at first sight. It's a completely different feeling. Yeah, that brings tears to your eyes. and you get all choked up and it's crazy.
I think for the first 6 months, lots and lots of cuddles.
The rest of his life, lots and lots of cuddles.
No, then he'd be a needy child.
No.
I'm happy to be a father, and I wanted to be a father. That's why I became a father.
Lynn, as well as acclimatising to the glory of motherhood, is in pain. A stitch has become infected.
After the episiotomy, they stitch you up, and those stitches became infected. And it hurt. So it's really painful. Can't really do a lot except lie down. If I stand up, then it just starts to ache after, you know, a little while of standing up. So, yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare really. I can't do anything except sit here and read and watch TV and play with Harvey.
I will for a minute.
Even lying down is a mission. The pain. Oh, gosh. I think I'll have a cesarean next time. It was really painful. I couldn't breathe. I was having these manic headaches and it was just throbbing down there. It was absolutely killing, really, really hurting. It was awful. It was really, really awful. It was so scary because we're there trying to look after Harvey. You know, he needs feeding every 2 hours and, you know, he needed us, but I was feeling so bad.
Paracetamol sales went through the roof.
Because that's all I was allowed, isn't it?
Caroline and Paul live in Blackpool. They met when they were teenagers.
I was only 18 at the time. We were out clubbing and I seen her, she was wearing a pink hat and she looked stunning. I've got certain standards and I was like, she's definitely mine.
They have a long-distance marriage that's been going strong for 10 years. Paul is a paratrooper. He's either abroad or in barracks 300 miles away.
I've been in the army since I met her. So from day one, I've always been in the army and that's what I've always done. And she stuck by me the whole time. You need someone like that when you do a job that I do. So the weekends are special. So I'll come home on a Friday. I go back to work on a Sunday evening. So in that short space of time, make the most of it, don't we?
Yeah.
The only thing missing in their lives was a baby. Caroline had had 3 miscarriages, which tested their resolve.
We had to be strong as a couple because you just, I think you get to a point where, you, like Kaz was saying, look, I can't do this, can't do this. I mean, will I ever get pregnant? Will I ever get pregnant?
That sound really cold, but it was upsetting. But it was just like, as if, oh, it's happened again. This is just what it's going to be like. This is just what my life's going to be like.
By pregnancy number 4, Kaz had almost given up. But she carried to term after all. Baby Lola is finally here.
Here we are. Wow. That's the real Alfida. Oh, it's like a holiday. My bum.
Okay.
Because the beds are really hard, it's nice to soak into something on here.
And it's just amazing. Can't believe we've actually brought her home. Come on, Lola. Here we go. Home sweet home. That's it. Oh, yeah. She's here.
We are home, yeah. Oh, it feels amazing to get home.
Can't believe she's here. We've finally got our little baby. She's here now, and to me, that feels like we're complete. That's us. I'm more than complete.
First week was just like, I think we were still in shock, the fact that we had a baby.
All right. Oh, there we go.
It's surreal, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, Bambino.
We've got a new baby, and she's here, and she's safe, and she's absolutely perfect.
Right. Whoa.
What's she doing, Pibby?
Nearly. She just like spat at me. It was like an air rifle. Try that again, girl. Go on.
Lola means more to me than anything on the planet. It's like this is this precious thing that you're responsible for, and she means more than anything.
I'm just so overwhelmed that she's here and she's safe and she's healthy.
We forgot about time, really. Time just wasn't even an issue. We didn't even know what time it was during the day, whether to eat or to sleep, or if we even, I don't think we even touched the TV for the whole 2 weeks, because we were so excited about having Lola. And we used to forget to eat, didn't we?
Yeah, he was like, babe, do you want some breakfast? And I looked at the clock and I was like, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It was
He was like,
well
oh my
past
gosh.
lunchtime.
It is a fairy tale now, after everything we've been through. It is a fairy tale.
A fairy tale, until Paul goes back to barracks, 300 miles away, down south.
It's just crap, innit? Life, as in work.
I was just dreading going back to work, yeah, same again. I got all that drive again, and then only seeing him on a weekend, and it got hard.
Our 5 couples are now a week into their new lives as mum and dad. While the rest of the world dreams peacefully, they do not. Raising baby means one thing: sleepless nights.
There's no parent on this planet that is prepared for the lack of sleep that you have.
Yeah, you just have to get on with things. Feeling like crap. I was going mad. I did not know what to do with myself. I was tired.
Just had to get on with it. There was nothing I could do.
Sometimes you don't know why they're crying, and they're freaking out and they're in pain, and you don't know why, and then it's hard.
I was fine. Yeah.
So what you have to do is dead simple, actually, Ames. Just pull that grey...
Get inside.
Besotted parents Amy and Stuart are bringing baby girl Eva Louise over the threshold for the first time.
Excited to see your sister. This is Eva Louise. As soon as we walked through the front door, we were like, right, what do we do? I think we just looked at her and just tried to comprehend what we had in front of us.
Lovely pair of frilly knickers.
The first couple of days, we did nothing but sit on the sofa and just watch her. My mum had put meals in the freezer to last us a couple of months, so we didn't have to think about cooking. We literally got up in the morning, showered, and just watched her all day and all night. I think it was after the first week when it started to get a little bit hard, when the bubble started to burst a little bit and reality kicked in.
Reality meant almost no sleep.
Until you're deprived of sleep, I don't think you really understand how it feels. Waking up on the hour, every hour through the night.
It hits you. You just feel like you've been run over by a bus. There's no parent on this planet that is prepared for the lack of sleep that you have. I remember doubting myself, whether I was a good mum or not, because I couldn't settle her. But I remember just sitting there and crying to the point that I was sobbing and looking at Stuart going, what am I doing wrong? She hates me. She's got to hate me. That's the only reason that I can come up with. She hates me. And I get to the point where I'm like, I can't do it. I actually can't settle my own baby. I remember putting Eva down in a cot and standing there and shouting at her, just going, Eva, please just stop crying. Just stop crying, otherwise I'm just going to walk out the door. I'm just going to have to walk out the house. And I remember just talking to her and shouting at her. I'm walking out and Stuart just looking at me and I'm just going to have to go. If she doesn't stop crying, I'm just going to have to leave.
What were your plans in that moment?
Probably just to go and sit on the front step and just sit outside the house and just sit as far away from the house as it took to not be able to hear her cry.
Oh, Eva.
Often, Stuart didn't have any more luck than Amy.
I'd try and comfort Eva Louise when she was crying and she wouldn't settle. And then she'd go to Amy and settle straight away. So for me, that was difficult.
I did want it to myself, and times that I'd found even more difficult was when she was upset and she was crying. I just wanted to snatch her off him and just cuddle her and try and settle her. There were times that I strongly disliked him.
I had to just go and just take time on my own. If I need a bit of space, I'll go and just jump on the treadmill at home and just completely just try and clear my mind.
I think that parenting can be super complicated and it could be super simple.
David and Marilia have a new baby, Gabriella. Life for them is straightforward.
You bring home a baby and you're like, oh, you don't know what to do with it. Well, what do you mean you don't know? You don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to start like teaching it like physics. The baby doesn't need anything other than it needs to be fed and changed and held, you know?
Luckily for Marilia, she has round-the-clock babysitters, her family from Brazil.
My family spaced out the visits so that I would have the most amount of help for as long as possible. So my mom came from the day Gabriella was born, and she stayed for 2 weeks.
Well, every morning, David hands her to me so that they can sleep. So I usually come here to the living room, I close the door. So if she cries or something, she's not going to bother them.
And then my sister came with my grandma, and my sister was here for 4 days, and my grandma stayed for 2 weeks.
David, she looks like you.
Apparently, so they
Yes,
say.
yes. She loves baby. All her life she has loved babies.
We're baby pushers. You do not want to run into us on the street, because we will be like, oh,
you
do you have a baby?
Yeah.
You should have a baby. Then my little sister came for 3 weeks. Do you see her soft spot right there? You see her heart beating?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh
There's no bone between her skin and her brain. So basically, I had help all of like November, December, and the start of January, and it was brilliant.
Family presence equals plenty of sleep.
If you ever feel like you need a break, that's what babysitters are for. And I've been lucky enough to have my family around, and they've helped me with her. So if I need to sleep for an hour or two, then they babysit her. Right, B? You love being babysat by family. You have to do all these things for the baby. You have to nurse, you have to, whatever. And I was just shattered from having like that physical labor. That's the only thing that I've been like precious about, sleeping. The other day I slept all day. I don't care if people think I'm lazy. I don't care if like the flat gets a mess. I don't care if people think I'm rude, that they come over and I'm in bed. It was something that I needed to recover from. I needed to sleep. Like when you have a flu, your body is going through a lot and you just need to like sleep it out for a couple of days and then you feel better. And I felt like because my family was here helping me, I was able to kind of like have a little bit more of that like rest. You could still get 8 or 9 hours of sleep, but it's just broken sleep, You think to yourself, I've slept my whole life up until now. I'm gonna sleep again next month. It's a block of time in your life. Okay, you're not getting a lot of sleep, but you're getting loads of other things. You're getting to nurse your baby. You're getting to experience being a mother, for the first time. Sleep is not what you're getting right now. You'll get sleep again in a minute,
5 treasured babies are over the threshold. 5 couples' lives are changed forever. From now on, things are going to get harder.
I was just assuming that she should just sit up properly, do what she was taught, and get on with it.
I felt guilty for Lola because her dad's not there all the time. That's obviously my job.
I mean, thank God, like, guns are illegal in this country.
Oh, come on, darling. Yeah, Daddy's got you. Eh?
Our 5 couples are on a steep learning curve. Raising baby is not as easy as it looks. Things don't go according to plan, and what should be the most natural thing in the world can be challenging. Pressure to breastfeed successfully is intense.
I was getting quite stressed out about it because, obviously Harvey was there crying his heart out, wanting milk, and I couldn't give it to him.
I don't think she's latching on. I don't think she's getting enough. She's going to have failure to thrive.
I wanted the experience of nursing.
There was times where I was contemplating giving up because it was so hard.
Is this the same bottle?
Yeah.
And dads have issues too.
Breastfeeding.
I enjoyed every moment that you were breastfeeding. I thought it was great.
Okay.
Oh, definitely not erotic, no. I mean,
Far from it.
when you had to duck to get out of the way of a shot, it's not really a turn on, to be honest.
Lynn and Charlie are mum and dad to week-old baby Harvey. He was an 8-pound baby. She's had a lot of stitches, and she can't sit down.
He was a little tubber.
Yeah.
He was 8, 10 and a half.
And a half.
So he was a big baby.
Yeah.
Because Lynn is in so much pain, finding a position that Harvey can feed in is really difficult.
Which side are you going, that one?
Oh, man.
Where are you going?
This way.
Rugby.
If his mum can't get in the right position, Harvey won't be able to latch on, which means he will be hungry.
He's not liking it, babe. Whatever you're doing, it's not good. So I was there trying to prop him up with pillows and rolled up towels. Put him this way more. It just wasn't working. He's not happy, is he?
There was times where I was contemplating giving up because it was so hard.
It seemed to me quite an easy thing to do. Just in that position, put the child on, and there you go, job done.
He's rooting.
Maybe you just want something to suck.
Maybe there's nothing in my boob.
Shall we try some formula?
There was kind of a feeling of failure there. I was getting quite stressed out about it.
Lynn and Charlie do try formula.
And go.
What was that?
This is no good, babe.
Why?
You can't keep doing this.
What?
Because it's a very, very slow progress when you could have eaten that already.
A little baby, darling.
Yeah, I got frustrated because I didn't know the pain that she was going through, so I was just assuming that she should just sit up properly, do what she was taught, and get on with it. But she couldn't do that. And if it's only a couple of days, why don't we just use the bottle?
Because it'll confuse him.
What, and a glass wound?
No.
And so I was getting angry, and then she was getting angry at me, and then sometimes we were arguing about it, and I was walking out of the room, and it was just causing issues. It's just a rubbish way of giving it to him.
It's not. It's the only way. He's only little.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not enjoying doing it, and I don't think he is either.
Well, do you want to make some formula?
No, do you want to just breastfeed him?
I can't, Charlie.
Why?
I can't sit down.
It was worrying for me because I was worried that he wasn't going to get enough food. And I was actually getting quite impatient with Lynn.
Lynn believes she is not producing any milk. Charlie doesn't.
We've got 3 formulas, and after that I don't want to buy any more. Breast is best, and that's what we get told by everyone.
Yeah.
And the only reason I really didn't want to do it, I mean, the formula, it's just not, it's not as good. And no one's recommended it, apart from the nurse saying, look, he needs to eat. So just get a bit of formula in him for the next few days until the boobs start working.
He needs feeding, he needs food, and that's that at the end of the day. If I can't produce it, then, you know, the next best thing is to use ready-made formula.
What, the next breast thing?
Next breast thing. Funny.
Lynn and Charlie are afraid Harvey won't get enough food. It's time for a visit from the midwife.
Have you tried feeding him lying down?
But I'd like to try that. That's what I'm thinking is the next step. No, we haven't been shown, have we? We just kind of worked it out.
The midwife shows Lynn how to breastfeed lying down.
I know where it is.
Harvey.
Oh, hello, gorgeous. Now, are you sort of aware where the nipple is? Is the question.
I'm trying to see it over my big boob.
This can be a bit of the challenge
Yeah.
with the feeding. So do you mind me manhandling you a little bit? So you might need to just use this hand to lift up the breast, just so that you can gauge actually.
Where it is.
Where's that gone? Where's that gone? So you could be an effective team player here.
Yeah, that's what I'm keeping.
Yeah, so, you know, just helping while she's uncomfortable with the stitches, that just helping sort of get in a good position.
There you go.
You are doing very well. I think I think you've had real challenges, haven't you, with your poor stitches and things.
Would you say my milk's coming now? If my boobs are so much heavier.
Yes. Oh, it's dripping.
And they're
It's
dripping, I know.
Absolutely brilliant. If he's fixing on well, he's going to be the best way to promote that milk supply.
Obviously, I don't know the pain she was going through, and now I know that she was going through a lot of pain because now I know how long it actually lasted until she got better. But back then, I just thought, oh, she'll be better next week, so it can't be that bad. But it wasn't. It was months and months.
In David and Marilia's world, breastfeeding is also a milestone.
I wanted the experience of nursing. I wanted to have that connection, you know, that skin to skin, that I wanted to know what it felt like. And it was really painful. Somebody told me I had to feed her as long as it seemed that she wanted to feed. So I actually was feeding her for 3 hours at a time. And even though she was latching on like beautifully, you know, there's only so much that your skin can take. I would just sweat. Like when it would start getting close to like feeding time, I would just start sweating because I'd get like so nervous. I knew that I was about to be in a world of pain. I feel nauseous when I nurse her sometimes. I don't know why. I just feel nauseous. I feel so sick. A baby's latch is vigorous. They're attached. Like you can, I reckon I could have stood up and she wouldn't have fallen off if I like let go. You laugh, but I'm telling you that they like attach. Yeah, they're like, again, a part of you.
But pain and nausea aren't the only feelings Maurelia is experiencing.
I get these really weird feelings when I nurse her. I get like really violent thoughts. It's really weird. Anytime she'd latch on, I had this overwhelming sense of rage, which was really, it was like she latch on and I just wanted to kill everyone. Anyone that was not like her, like anyone around us, I just wanted like pulverized. It was a really strange feeling and it would come over me like, and I would just want to like the other day, David asked me if he could watch Match of the Day and I was like, sure, I'm just gonna nurse her. As soon as she latched on, I was like, turn this crap off. Like, I just wanted, like, I could have killed him.
In the moment that Maurelia would be saying something aggressive to me, I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I love you and give her a rose. But when you, in a moment of difficulty, right, you still have choice, right? When something difficult's happened and you feel emotionally challenged, you still have choice at that moment as to how you're going to respond. Or I probably wouldn't have felt that way 5 or 10 years ago, but I feel like now I'm at a level of maturity or whatever that I can, you know, so in that moment, I choose to understand that this is not because she hates me.
I mean, thank God, like, guns are illegal in this country.
Our dads have been on full-time support duty for the first few weeks of parenthood. But it's time for them to leave their beloved newborns and return to work.
Bye, darling. What are we going to do?
While papas must deal with separation, mamas must cope as best they can.
First day on my own. Expect it'll be a bomb site by the time he gets home.
Living the dream is over and another experience of parenting about to begin.
Shut up and just go on with it. No, Charlie, I'm serious. Oh my God, I'm serious, Charlie.
Charlie has gone back to work. He and Lynn have decided to sleep in separate rooms.
He wakes Charlie up. His noises wake Charlie up. So that's another, you know, that's another problem that we've come up against. That's why Charlie and I can't share the room.
You were happy to go back to work.
Yeah, I mean...
You were getting cabin fever. Do you remember?
I don't like not working, even without a child. I get bored. I get bored very easily, so, I mean, working is one thing I have to do regardless of having a child or not, so, yeah, it was a relief going back to work.
Charlie is an engineer and he leaves early in the morning.
I had a brilliant night's sleep. I didn't wake up once. And I think Lynn was being kind to me.
But he and Lynn got more than they bargained for from this daily separation.
All day long, I couldn't wait for him to get home. And then when he got home, I didn't want for him to be anywhere near me. So it's a really weird thing because I really wanted you there all day. I really missed you. But then when you were there, I was like, I couldn't wait to get rid of you, you know?
Charlie comes home from work and cleans the house. Harvey duty on top is sometimes too much.
We did agree that he would have Harvey one night over the weekend, and it was supposed to be last night. But then he decided to have a drink, so and he said he would do it tonight, and I really need a decent sleep. I just didn't really like the sight of you, and I was just quite resentful of you because you were going out to work, you know, having fun with your mates and stuff, and then, you know, you got to come home to Harvey, have a few hours with him, and then go to bed all night and sleep all night. So, you know, I was actually quite resentful.
It's a big responsibility. You can no longer go out and do the things you want to. And especially if you do, you're going to come home to...
An earful.
Yeah, an earful.
Babe, you've just sterilised that.
No, it's not.
You've just sterilised that, and then you're going to put it in your mouth.
I haven't got germs.
Yes, you have. Do you know how much bacteria is in your mouth?
No.
Ah, you donut.
That tastes like
You
real
are
milk.
a donut sometimes.
So when you suck his dummy and put it back in your mouth,
because
it smells.
it's been on the floor. Because it's better that it's in my mouth.
When do you ever pick it off the floor and put it back in your
It's
mouth?
when it's dirty. That's when I put it in my mouth. I don't just put it in my mouth for no reason.
So what's the difference here?
But because it's better.
Shut up. I'm just
No,
going with
Charlie, I'm serious. Oh my God, I'm serious, Charlie. You can't. You've just sterilised it.
Is he drinking it?
I resented him because he was able to live his life and I was stuck inside, and I was finding it such hard work, and I felt very alone. And yeah, I don't know, I questioned our relationship.
Claire is dating Malcolm, the man of her dreams, 21 years her senior and father of 3.
There's a lot of stigma around the whole sort of older man, younger woman thing. The fact is, we don't see the older man, younger woman between us. That doesn't exist, does it? It's just us.
Malcolm's a gentleman. He pulls a chair out. He will walk. If we walk across the road, he will walk the traffic side. So if we go for dinner, he'll always pull my chair out or take my coat off.
What have we got here for you?
Theirs was a whirlwind romance which led to baby Darcy being born within a year of them getting together.
I think with Mal, he's older and wiser, and I really enjoy that.
Darcy is Claire's first child, and she's Malcolm's 4th. He's been here before.
Okay, there's 2 parts of me. There's one part that goes, it's been absolutely fantastic. It's wonderful. The experience of being a father again is just out of this world. There's another part of me that wants to go, Jesus Christ! The last time I ended up changing nappies and things was about 18 years ago. But it all came back in a flash, what to do, how to do it, and just get on with it. Everything was there in an instant. How to feed, how to bathe them, which way to wipe them, wash them. It was all there. Without reading books. Oh, come on, darling. Yeah, Daddy's got you. Hey?
Malcolm has 4 weeks paternity leave. Claire has 4 weeks full-time support from an experienced father.
It's the most natural thing in the world to be a mother and a father, and you just get on with it.
I have been really lucky. Malcolm has been really supportive and really loving and affectionate, and he's just been behind me all the way.
You're cold. Each baby is different. They make up their own rules when they're born, and you have to go along with it. If you try and fight those rules, that's where you have the conflict. If you go with what's keeping them happy and quiet and content, then you can be happy, quiet and content.
A long time ago, I was quite a stressed person. I suffered with IBS. I was quite highly strung, always wanting to please people, always paranoid about other people's opinions.
Come on, darling. Here we go.
Since being with Malcolm, I've just seemed to have found myself. I feel relaxed and content, and I'm really happy. So I've got no worries.
We've not rowed at all. Then again, we didn't row beforehand, so there's times when, let's say, things have been a little stressed and there may have been a snap, but that's it, which was quickly followed by an apology, because you both realise that there's a snap and it's like, all right, calm down, and then get on with what you've got to do.
Now, however, the prospect of being left alone while Malcolm goes back to work is stressful for Claire.
Malcolm's going back to work, so it's going to be sort of first day on my own. I think I've been suffering with the IBS a little bit. I've had stomach cramps and that, but I think it's just a little bit of anxiety.
Being a father, like being a mother, has to be a natural thing. You can't send them back, so you've got to just move forward with what's going on. People say I'm pretty laid back. I've been that laid back that was almost horizontal. And this is just another thing. You just deal with the things as they happen, as they occur, and you get on with it.
Claire must face taking care of Darcy by herself during the day.
Having him around with a bit of reassurance and help was quite nice. But then again, I thought I was quite happy that Mal had gone back to work as well, because it's good for him to sort of switch off. He's not just looking after me and Darcy, he's going to work and having his time as well.
Paul and Caroline have been in a baby Lola bubble for Paul's 2 weeks leave. He's in the army and he has to leave his family to go back to barracks 300 miles away.
We'll see you again in a few days. I'll just be like getting on a train for a 4.5 hour journey back to work, back to reality. It's going to be even worse, leaving them both here. And every day she's changing, so I'll just be missing all that and just seeing it on a weekend. But Kaz will be able to send me pictures.
After 2 years of waiting, Paul has to leave her after 2 weeks. He will now only see her at weekends.
I felt guilty leaving initially, but then again I had to also think, well, I've got to earn an income for my family. So it's my job to go to work, knowing that my wife and my daughter are at home and they've got everything they need. Then I didn't feel guilty, but I felt guilty for Lola because her dad's not there all the time. That's obviously my job, having to do that. It's my career.
Go. Love you. All right, baby. I love you so much. Bye, darling. I was crying. It's just complete emotional. Having a child just makes you a complete emotional wreck. Paul's just the most emotional person I've ever known in my life now, as far as Lola's concerned. I don't think I've ever seen him cry before, but now, she's just completely melted him. That was horrible. Oh gosh, I thought it'd be me that'd be a blubbering mess, but I don't like to, because when I get upset, I think he starts to worry about me and thinks, oh, I can't leave when she's so upset. So I purposely said to myself, don't let him see you upset. Just let him think you're going to be fine, because he'll just worry about me even more. And then as he got out of the car, I could tell he was crying and he hugged me really tight, and I was like, oh my God, just keep it together. But that just broke my heart.
Caroline now has to raise baby Lola without her man Monday to Friday.
This house is a death trap. How on earth do people do this?
It's 4 days since Gabriella was born, and David too has to go back to work in the sitting room.
I've always had my own businesses, and so I'm used to working unconventional hours, and that's the way I kind of manage.
It's a different kind of pressure that's on him being self-employed as it is somebody who's employed for a company. He doesn't get to switch off the way other people would. Even though he has things that he would rather be doing, like hanging out with me and playing with the baby and stuff like that, sometimes when he has to work, he gets like... Look at, oh, God.
It was really difficult to be at home and need to focus on work.
I can't.
She's so cute though, it's like... She's so cute. I just want to like grab her and poor thing. I like bite her ears and all that kind of stuff. That's terrible.
David, you have to work. I was up all night so that you could work.
Broke my concentration. Now I want her. She barely knows how to use her little finger yet, and I'm already totally wrapped around it. So.
Dads are now at work and our mums are now at home with the baby. This is the new normal and things do not always seem fair.
Who has it easier?
Amy. Well, I'm going to say it.
Now ask him how many night feeds he's done.
Who has it the easiest?
Definitely. Harder for Kaz.
Well, in our relationship, I've tried to make it so that neither of us got it easy, but neither of us have had it too hard.
I didn't hate him.
Come on, talk truthfully.
I never hated you. I resented you. And I questioned my feelings for you. But I never hated you. I was jealous. I was jealous of you going out to work and seeing your friends, you know, and then coming home.
I think anyone sitting at home watching this that has a child that's been through this will understand exactly what we're saying.
I resent his drive to work, his lunch hour and his drive home from work.
We have a lot of gratitude for our overall situation,
yeah.
you know, where we are.
You share the responsibilities. If you don't do that, why go into the joint venture in the first place?
I definitely understand why some couples can, you know, split up when they've had a child, because it changes you.